Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? My name is Yoshinator, and welcome back to another episode of Resurgence Warzone in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Following this wonderful series that I am calling How to Suck in Call of Duty, this is going to be part 3 of a match where I am just completely carried by my team. As much as it's a shameful thing to say, sometimes it happens, sometimes it just isn't flowing. And even though I do have some nice plays and good moments here or there, I think I managed to stay alive for quite some time. In the end, I looked at my score, it's like 1 for 11. Like 1 kill, 11 redeploys. And somehow we still get the win, which is great. I feel like one of those people that's done a university group project and contributed 5 to 10% and still got an A. that's how it is sometimes. And again, we're going into Area 99, which has been somewhat of, I've kind of had like a hate-love relationship with it, but I guess it's also with every map that I play. You play anything to death, for about 5 to 10 times, in one session, you get kind of sick of it. And after you do that like a week or 2 weeks or so, you really just get like, okay, is there something else that we can, go and play? So is there another map? Because it just feels way too repetitive. As much as I do like this map, there are some death zones. I've talked about it the previous episode, Star Wars Land, even this warehouse area can be a little bit dicey and tricky, but if you're okay with holding down the rooftop and have a good team, then it's more than fine. But I was thinking about like all these maps that do come out and what it was like in the old days when you basically had to pay for DLC to get new things. And there was, I think, 3 or 4 DLC packs every couple months or so after the release of a Call of Duty game. And I think I was probably like a little bit, too young, or just in my, I think 15 years old to 18 years old range, where I'd be watching people like Hutch and CNANers and thinking, damn, like they've got the new DLC map. I wish I could like get my parents to pay for it, like how do I convince them to pay for something like that? It was a struggle just to get Call of Duty in the first place. It's always been like a questionable thing, like why are you playing video games? Grow up, sort of thing. And now that I'm even much older, it's a bigger question. But I remember those DLC packs and thinking about how exciting they were at the time, because you got like about 3 or 4 multiplayer maps plus 1 new zombie map, and they seemed to be put in a lot more effort in those maps. I mean, there was some, maybe every map package that came out had some low points, and not everything was the best, so hits or misses. But the more I know a little bit about how it works in terms of DLC and just very basic economics about what is it in for them, the people, the developers, like game developers like Treyarch or Infinity Ward, why would they want to create good maps if it's just for free? So if we are constantly paying for it, like we want a new DLC and they're incentivized every couple months or so, there's clearly like a carrot on the stick for them to actually put in some good effort to produce good DLC maps. And that to me, I think is like, I love that system actually. Looking back on it, I'm like, I wish we still had that, because it keeps the game developers, on their toes and to actually deliver a good product. And if it isn't a good product, people would stop paying for the DLC. Compared to what we have now, it's like we have Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 or 4, and yes, they seem to be somewhat invested in, developing maps for us and, and even through the zombies and different game modes, even different operator skins and guns. But there have been complaints, and especially as time goes on, when you go from Season 1 to Season 2 to Season 3, the last 2 seasons in a Call of Duty cycle are almost like they add nothing of value. There's nothing like really interesting, and it's just kind of like boring generic stuff. A lot of like random operator skins versus like actually interesting, good, fun maps. And sometimes I feel like that is an issue with this current system where you just pay this game and then that's it. And the game developers, they're still there, but it's also unfair for them because like, why are they expected to help us when we've already purchased the game? It sounds kind of weird to say it, but you know, from their point of view, the capital, you know, investment has already started when, you know, the game has been launched. Now, of course, if people are, you know, are loving the game so much and they're talking about it with their friends, more people along the time will be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna actually buy that game because that new map sounds really fun. But that to me, I think is less, or would curb much less compared to having DLC packs and having more and more, you know, incentives for them to actually be on top of their servers, be on top of things like matchmaking, be on top of how the maps and the weapons are working out and the tuning for them. Because right now, it's like the only things that I can see for them that they're more interested in are like the battle pass. And like, I freaking hate the battle pass. Like it's so like these gamifying it, but what is it called? Like gaming loots and like paying money to get coins to then buy skins and new weapon mods. And it's like, I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe it does work. Like, and I don't know if there's a reason why can't you have that plus DLC packs that you pay for in the future and have that in conjunction? Because maybe someone else out there, a younger generation, is paying for that. I've seen people play with like some interesting, weird, fun skins, operator skins, which, you know, all right, it's like a novelty. Guy wearing shark or something, or, you know, some crazy, you know, looking operator. And then they also have like themes and, you know, I if I'm not mistaken, like maybe something from Mortal Kombat, maybe Freddy vs. Jason, but, you know, you get the picture. So there are like those kind of novelty themes that I've seen people pay for. So obviously, if they see money coming in and people are buying for it, well, they're going to continue delivering that product. Whereas I'm like, I don't care for that. Sure, you can have that, but to me, I'm like, I want some really interesting maps. I want some new game modes, and I want, you know, zombies being updated, and I want more focus on better connection, better matchmaking. So I'm like, if there's any way the future Call of Duties, I don't know if they change this one, but the future Call of Duties can go back to a bit of that old DLCs where, you know, it sounds like it sucks for us to pay for stuff after the game has been released, but it actually incentivizes game developers to be on their toes, to deliver good products consistently, and not just like pump and dump, you know, oh, here's a game, see you later and see you next year. It's like what? Like, no, that's not how it should go. And I'll pay you if you actually deliver something good and a good service and a good product like that. I want that. So when I look at like Area 99, and the reason why I went on this massive strange tangent is because if you feel like you're playing Warzone too much and you just only have like one map, you know, or two maps to play with, and it's like, damn, like where's the variety that can come from it? Because it can get kind of stale as much as you slowly try to master the map. Sometimes it feels kind of lazy because particularly they reuse maps from the past. Now, this is like 50-50. Sometimes they update it and there are fan favorites. Sure, whatever. I don't mind that to an extent. But if you keep overdoing and you just like rely on the old maps of the past, like that's just so lazy to me. So where's the creativity? And that's, you know, again, going back into that system of, well, they've changed the way their pricing models work. So them, you know, I'm not getting paid to make new maps. Of course, I'm going to reuse the old ones. It's like, why would I make some more maps, you know? So that's why I think, like, you know, it kind of bothers me that we do have like the same old Warzone Resurgent maps, and especially they might just reuse ones from the past, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, etc. Because what I do like, and I think it's a double-edged sword, is that conversely, if you have been playing Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, they're obviously building on top of that existing map structure, even the gun interfaces, and you can reuse the same guns that you had in in Modern Warfare 3 in Black Ops 6, which I'm like, as much as that sounds lazy to do so, I like that because it also kind of rewards your efforts in the past and that still continues on in the future. So, they have some great guns like the Kark in Modern Warfare 3, which when that came out, everyone was using it. And now I can use that in Black Ops 6. So I don't mind that. That level of laziness is acceptable, but it doesn't mean that developers should then just, rely so heavily on the past to then just forego any creativity and any interest in actually maintaining and producing something new and original and worthwhile in the future games. It doesn't, give you an excuse to be like, all right, well, see you later. I'm backing out. So that to me is like my semi, hopefully constructive criticism rant, and I hope they can bring back some of those incentives, because I feel bad for the game developers. Like, again, I recognize why they might do that because they obviously have no reason to do so. So maybe introducing that pricing model right now, like we had it in the past, will get them to help produce and be on top of delivering good products and good service to the community. That ultimately it's like a win-win scenario. So coming back to this gameplay, like I said, I've kind of managed to hung around throughout my team, and thankfully they have been very, very good. I think I'm trying my best to do what I can for them, but like I'm just watching me snipe and it's just like, oh my god, how do I miss that? I clearly had like a lot of cash. So I'm buying like precisions and gas masks, and I break my rules sometime where I'm like, I'm too out in open. Right here, I should have gone directly. I should have just kept going into that indoor space. And I look at this guy, and then I made the worst choice because look at this circle. There's only 3 teams left. I decide to look at him and decide to challenge it. I'm like yelling at myself because I know it is so difficult to come back, especially with there's 3 teams left and like the buy stations over where that guy was. I should not have challenged that guy. Should have just stuck to my, good routine and good habit of staying indoors, go indoors. And as soon as I saw that guy, I should not have even think about challenging him. Should not have thought about doing that. Should have just, moved in, moved back, get protected, stay with my teammates who look, as much as they are semi out in the open, they're on the roof, they're using cover to protect themselves. And this is like, I could have been here. And the whole time I'm just like, I'm frustrated at myself. I'm yelling at myself. I'm like, God damn it, what have I done? Like, I could be here with my teammates having fun and helping them out, except I'm just spectating. So this is what I mean when sometimes, you just make some poor decisions in Call of Duty and you just suck. And you kind of, it feels like, I've let my team down. That kind of bothers me the most, as on top of, maybe equally with not being able to have fun and actually do something. Especially because this game, I didn't kill that many people. So like, had I, killed like 6-5 people up until this point, and then I died, I'm like, well, at least I contributed something to this group project. And thankfully, my teammate, God bless his soul, decides to bring me back. And I'm looking, because I'm kind of like very careful. I think the previous episode I showed, like I just spawned in and just got completely splattered. So I can't see anyone here at the moment. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's go in. I can do this. I'm all safe. I'm looking at all this like loot. I'm like, this is going to be great. And then where does this guy come from? And I'm like yelling at myself. I did not see him. I made triple checked everything. And then, he just decided to go through the gas and use stims to help him. And then I just happened to be there. And like, that's one of the times I'm bad place, bad time. What can I do? For him, God bless him. And then there we go. Thank God my team have done so well. But look at me, like absolutely terrible. I think the 11 redeploys means maybe how much I redeployed other people. I'm confused whether it would have been there. But I don't know, the KD when it comes to a Warzone. But I only killed 1 person. So to me, I got an A on a group project. And I did absolutely nothing. And sometimes that's what happens in Call of Duty. So I try my best not to make that happen, try not to make that a habit of it. But hey, I'm only human, and I think if I had not broken my rule of being out in open and challenging that guy, things would have been differently. And for some reason, I get given Ghost the Silent Killer. That doesn't make sense. I have no idea why that's called the Ghost the Silent Killer. But that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. All right. Peace.